Welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am Shantae Grant, your host. This is episode 195. And today I'm going to talk about something that I think every single human can relate to. So let's get to it. Welcome to the Best Today podcast. I'm your host, Shantae Grant, creator of the Best Today Guide and owner of the Best Today brand, where we equip women with resources to help you show up as your best one today at a time. If you're ready to trade chaos, comparison, and busy for intentional living, you are in the right place. We believe that intention begins with first knowing who you are and what you want. Here on the podcast, we'll have conversations together about topics that matter to you on the journey of becoming, because we know that being your best leads to doing your best. So welcome to the podcast created to help women all across the globe proclaim, this is what my best today looks like. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant. And today I want to talk to you about grounding yourself in the present, in the now, and the today, so that your mind isn't in a constant race of very popular words, but I'm going to say them because perhaps they're ones you find yourself using: overwhelm, anxiety. But in the present, finding yourself with thoughts about tomorrow, the next thing, the next month, the next year, and all the things you have to do, so much so that it distracts and takes away from you being present. Now, I'm going to refer to two episodes, other episodes from the Best Today podcast that I want you to write down. We've linked them right here in the show notes. Episode 77, how to stay present in the everyday moments. That's going to be really helpful in conjunction with this episode. So I want you to tap back. That's a lot of tapping back because this is episode 195, but go back and listen to that episode. We've linked to it in the show notes. And then also episode 101, how to add transitions into your day and why they're important. Okay. I want to make sure you write those down and tap back and listen to them. But I saw someone ask this question about, how do you practically ground yourself and reel yourself back when you start allowing your mind to just go into what needs to be done tomorrow, next month, next year, and find yourself just slipping away from what's happening right now in the present. And so I thought about a few things that will really help you with this. I think every human can probably relate to having this experience at some point in time, but for some, it becomes far more their norm, and you also don't know how to acknowledge it and then remove yourself from it. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. The first thing, and none of these things actually, if you've listened to my podcast, are going to come to as a surprise to you, but we're going to put it all together in this episode. The first thing is, it's so important that you are writing things down with your hand. Yay technology, yay typing, but it has its place, and this is not one of those places. There is something so powerful and so intentional about taking a pen or pencil and writing down everything that you know that's coming up and what's necessary to be done for that, whether that's previewing your month, which I teach you how to do, previewing your week, your days. It's understanding what's coming up, then breaking whatever that is down into small steps and understanding when those steps will happen. And then you just get more granular. So whether that's looking at here are things I want to do in the upcoming month, or here are the things I want to do in the first half of the year, or here's the things I want to do in this quarter, or here's what I want to do this week. And then we get granular, right? And then you go think about the current week. And then from the week, we get to the actual days. And if you need help with that, I will tell you, I'll make sure we link to it in the show notes. Also, the how to preview and plan your weeks, months, day, and year. That portion, I can teach you how to do that very easily in a very detailed way. So I'll link that so that you can learn how to do that. But in doing that, when we get down to our actual day, what we're doing is we're just going from big to small to small to small so that we can focus. If you want to learn how to focus on the right now, you've got to understand how to go from the big, which is where most people's minds are living, all the way down to the small. And that looks like going from whatever it is you have to do to the week, to the day, and then within the day, the moment. right? What does my day look like in sections? And what am I doing in this present section of time, this present block of time, this present moment in time? Like right now in this present moment in time, I am sitting here recording a podcast. And I'm present to do that, because if I start thinking about, well, after this, I go to carpool, and after that, I need to go to Target. And then after that, I need to go back to the second carpool. And after that, that's going to take away from me being able to do the thing here. And so I understand that, yes, there are other things that are coming in my day, but my focus is this present block of time. But at first, I give it a name, right? This is the time I'm sitting to record the podcast. So when you think about your days, give each section, each block, whatever you want to call it, a name. What is the purpose of this moment in time? And it helps you put some, I'm doing this thing you can't see, but put some hooks into that portion, which is going to help you to be grounded in it and be present in it, right? And so we let the things live on paper also because we don't want it to live in our heads. On paper, you've given a place to live and you can assign it to a time. In your head, it's always going. It's a movie that's always playing. And so it's really hard to move on to something else without hearing that noise in the background. It's kind of like if you've ever tried to listen to something on a radio, but then like a truck driver is coming through. It's like, I hear the main program, but there's this other conversation that I'm hearing also that's kind of like, right? That's how so many of you are living every day, with like radio truck drivers in your head. And that's all the other stuff. We put it on paper because now it lives there. And the only thing I hear in my mind is the present thing, right? Not allowing things to live on paper instead of your head is going to help you to relinquish it to its new residence. Okay. And then from there, we narrow our focus. We understand that we have no power. You have no power over the future outside of what you do in today. Because what you do today is developing and shaping a lot of the future. And so if you're not present in it, what kind of haphazard, unintentional, perhaps reckless future are you building and creating? So understanding that the best thing I can do for my future is to focus on the present and to be present in the present, that is going to be a game changer and help, again, to draw you in, understanding that also relinquish you from trying to be above human, right? Because we are human. We have limitations as humans. One of those is that the present moment is what we have. Right. It's today when I'm recording this is a Tuesday. I'm not in Wednesday. I have some things on a paper about what I'd like to happen on Wednesday, but you know what? What I do today determines that. And also it does not matter right now. Like right now in this moment at 2:02 p.m. on a Tuesday, what is happening for me tomorrow has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. Right. Even if it was something that will connect to tomorrow, I've got to be present in what is right now to get there. So what you can do is in the now, today, and in the moment, and remembering that and letting that ground you in the present is going to be extremely helpful. So in your todays, right? This is why we plan our days in writing. Here's what today looks like here, however you plan, but I like to think of time like in blocks. This is a time where I'm working. This is a time where I am parenting. This is a time where I am taking for myself. This is a time where I sleep. This is a time where I nourish my body. This is the time where X, Y, Z, right? So that I'm aware of the purpose of this current time so that everything I do pours into that purpose so I can be present, right? So understanding why you set your day up the way that you have, and then be present for every moment of it. And it's helpful if you put in transitions. And that's why I referenced episode 101 on how to add transition into your days. So I don't just get up from work and go straight to carpool because I need to, although you could use the drive for that as well. That might be part of my transition. I really want to give my body and my mind to understand, okay, we're moving from one part of our day to another part of our day. Even if I was going to flop back and go back into this one, it's really important to build, and transitions can be something as short as 1 minute, it can be 2 minutes. But whether that's pausing, closing your eyes and just, okay, the workday has ended. We are now going to stop and we're going into parent mode. Okay, we're going to go pick up the children. and then we're going to come home. This is the next part of my day. I like to use as a transition to plan the next day. So at the end of my workday, I plan the next day. What that also does is help me to shed off anything that didn't get done today and already given that a home, so that when I'm in carpool and I'm in the next part of my day, I'm not thinking about the work that didn't get finished or the work that needs to be done next. I've now given that a place to live. And that has helped me to transition my mind into what is now going to be the next purpose time block of my day, right? At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today.
Hey, I just wanted to quickly come in and talk about Right Now routine. So I've recently implemented a new taco about just sort of getting into a routine of doing a little bit of like cleaning, wiping, dusting, etc. each day. And it's honestly made a massive difference to my day and my life, and just, putting me on the path that I want to go on. And one thing as I reflect upon it is that I was wasting so much time before, just like binge watching TV or just like literally sleeping or doing anything apart from what I wanted to do. And putting in this routine has actually put in a system in place to get all the little jobs done that I needed. So previously I'd just like sit on the couch and just like, I've got so many things to do, I didn't know where to start. And so then nothing would happen, or I wouldn't do any of them. But putting in this routine has meant that I now have a plan in place to do all my little jobs, use my clear my mind pad to sort of write out all the little things that I needed done. And then like day by day, I just tick one little job off. I don't have to think about the mountains I'm doing. I just go one a day, just sort of tick a little job off. And it's been really great. And it's made me realize how much free time I actually do have now, because now I don't really have a reason to like binge watch all these TV shows, because it's just like, oh, what's the point? I'm not putting off anything anymore. And so sort of like the procrastination binge watching is sort of stopped, which has meant that I have loads more free time to just sort of do the things that I love. I've been able to have people around, hosting little like parties in my house, have friends over, and yeah, it's just been really, really good. It's been such a great foundational routine for me, and so I just absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm up to day 23, I think, day 23 of the 30-day routine calendar. And it's just sort of become second habit. So if you're thinking about Right Now routine, it's a great way to set foundational routines. Shantae goes through like what routines to start with, like what are the sort of obstacles getting in your way, and how to actually build a routine that you will follow through on. So, yeah, thanks for all your help, Shantae, and highly recommend Right Now routine.
Thank you so much, Stacey, for sharing that. I celebrate you. I'm going to tell you, Stacey is, when I think of Best Today and I think of the type of person I want to impact, the kind of customer I wanted to have that back and forth experience with, Stacey is her, right? Stacey has done such a beautiful job of showing up, being present, asking questions, going back and implementing, coming back and asking questions in the middle, tweaking what doesn't work, coming back and asking questions, and just being so engaged as a consumer, a customer, a member of our community. And so every time she has a celebration, it is a win for our whole community. And it really feels like a win that I just love to see, because I know it's like, it works, but to see people figure it out because they've actually invested in themselves to do the work, to learn something as simple as Right Now routine, where I teach you how to create realistic routines that work for your life right now, and to see that it works and other people can see that it works. It's just really exciting for me. So if you are not one of the people who has realized how effective Right Now routine is, I'm going to invite you to go right now. We have it linked right where you're listening. Just click on it, add it to your cart, and within the next 3 to 5 minutes, you could literally be watching the video. And you don't just get the training that you can watch as many times as you want, pause, ask questions, submit questions. You can pause it and do the work, but you get the workbook. So every single thing you need to learn my TACO method is right there waiting for you. Just go to rightnowroutine.com, click the link right here in the show notes, or you can go to Best Today. It's under Learn Right Now Routine. Stacey, I celebrate you. I continue to celebrate you for the way you show up for yourself, the way you actually listen, ask questions, and then implement. That is why I create. I don't create so I can sell something to a person. I create so that I can teach people how to literally change their lives for the better. If you want to be one of those people, click the link and I'll see you inside of Right Now Routine. And congratulations again, Stacey, on mastering your taco. Yes, I understand. You're going to think, well, what about when and if the inevitable hiccup, or did I say inevitable correctly? The inevitable hiccup or unexpected thing happens, right? Allow yourself to be present in that too. Oh, I got a call in the middle of the day, blah, blah, blah. Or I was driving and my tire, whatever. Okay. I'm at the car dealership. Don't want to be here, but I'm going to be present here because this is where I am. Like, I can't do anything about that. This is where I am. So this is where I'm going to be. It will help me 0% to worry about the thing where I'm no longer at, where I'm supposed to be. Here's the thing. If the problem is going to exist if I worry, and the problem is going to exist if I don't worry, why would I not pick the not worry option? It's not going to change the problem. In fact, I believe the worry option is going to make it worse because it's making me worse in dealing with the problem, right? It's making me feel worse. It's doing negative things to me, which now it's like negative me with an unwanted situation as opposed to like neutral or positive me facing a not great situation. Add the positives where you can, right? That I always say, you have control over the you that you bring to every situation. If you have no control over anything else, we have control over I have control over the me that I bring to the table. Okay. And I will say this is the last point. When you find yourself, your mind wandering, because it's going to happen, right? Because again, humans, when you find your mind wandering into the other things, until what's next, or worst case scenarios, or I'm missing out on this, or I still have to do this when I get home, or I have to do this summer. I need to do this for the house. I need to do this for work. I need to do this for the children. I need to do this for the community, whatever it is, right? When your mind starts to go to all those places, I want you to remind yourself of where you are and the purpose of this current time, and say it out loud. Invite the thoughts to leave and exit your mind and your body. That could literally look like, this is my cooking time. Worry, thoughts about the next thing. It's not your turn. You got to go. This is my cooking time. This is time for me to cook. And I am going to continue cooking. And I'm going to put my energy into that. And you put yourself back into the present thing. Change the environment. Put on music that you enjoy. Put some headphones on. Get lost in the thing you're doing. Because doing that is choosing self-integrity, to honor what you're doing in the present and be there for that. And it allows us to also get so much more out of life and out of the day and out of the thing you're doing and out of your time. It helps us get the most value out of the things that matter to us, because we can be present for them and we can do the things that, you can get through the parts of your day that aren't your favorite things more effectively and efficiently, so that you have time to get to the things that matter more. And I talk more about that in episode 77 about how to stay present in the everyday moments, because that is so important. That's a great conjunction episode to this one. And so I hope that helps you as you find yourself, or if you find this happening to you. And if you want to talk more about it, I love to get specific into the specifics of you and your day and how this continues to show up. Come on over and let's talk about it in the Best Today community, which you can join right now and get access to. If you are a woman who desires to live a life of intention, of peace, health, and joy, baby, that's the place for you, because that's exactly who we are in there and exactly what we're all about. Women who have committed themselves to living a life of intention. BestTodayCommunity.com will take you there. We also have it linked right here in the show notes. You can click there. And I always say this, if the Best Today community is outside of your financial means, you reach out to us at hello@besttoday.co and we've got you. Okay. Because I said the community is for women who desire to live a life of intention. And in no form or fashion did you hear me say that there's a financial boundary that's going to keep you from being in there if that's your desire. Okay. So I hope this episode has given you some tangible steps to walk through, to practice, so that you can enjoy the gift of being present for your life, for your days, for the moments in your days. And I look forward to talking to you more about this over in the Best Today community. Enjoy other podcast episodes that are here, but please make sure you go back and listen to episode 77, how to stay present in the everyday moments, and episode 101, how to add transitions in your day. Those work really beautifully with this episode as well. And I will talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now. This podcast is provided for you every week by Best Today, where we are on a mission to help you to live and work well. We do this by creating resources that bring intention to how you plan, schedule, work, and live. You can get started in one of 3 easy ways. First, by taking our product quiz at besttoday.co/quiz. 2, joining us in our online community, the Best Today community, at besttoday.co/community. Or 3, connect with us through email at besttoday.co/email, all of which are linked below in the show notes. To learn more about our company and what we do, visit besttoday.co and join thousands of customers around the world pursuing a life of intention, one today at a time.